What if I was to tell you that no matter where you are right now at this point in your life, no matter how you're doing physically, mentally, emotionally, monetarily, that connecting with yourself could solve all of those issues. We always look for happiness in others, and there's no doubt about it that we are social beings, right? But being codependent, and not just monetarily, emotionally codependent on others, isn't a solution to your happiness or your success or even your freedom or your independence. The first step to truly discovering your own freedom and independence is to put all the fear aside. Everything in your mind that's telling you you can't do it, you're not good enough, that's all codependency. And those thoughts are not going to get you anywhere. Every day that you carry those thoughts with you is another day that you wasted your time. Because there's one person who's going to fulfill you in this world and in this life, and it's you. There's one person who really knows what you need, and it's you. There's one person in this life who's truly going to give you happiness, and it's you. And with that happiness, you can fill so many other cups. You can be in the best relationship. You can be the best parent. But that thought that, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? How am I going to care for myself? How am I going to take care of myself? It doesn't matter what kind of a position you're in right now. It doesn't matter what kind of a situation anyone has put you in. Whether for their power play or out of their own weakness, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you acknowledge that thought, and from there do something great. Do the right thing. Do what you need to do. Do what you want to do. Do what lights you up. Talk to the people you love. And eliminate that thought from your mind. Eliminate that thought that says, I'm never going to make it. I can't do it. I'm never going to fulfill my destiny. I'm never going to find out what I'm truly meant to do on this earth because there's too many dark forces trying to pull me down and drag me down. There's no excuse. There's so many people who've stepped outside of this idea that I need someone, this codependency, this idea of being a codependent. And it might just be one step at a time towards your true liberation and your destiny and your independence. But one step is still a step. One step is more than dwelling on that thought of I'm not good enough and I can't do it and I'm never going to make it and whatever negativity some person has drilled into your head. Because you can. And the reality is there are people in this world who hold us back. Maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally, but they do. And that's okay. Because at the end of the day, if you're in alignment and you're on the right path, nobody can stop you. They might stop you here and there, but they can't ultimately stop your flow. They can't ultimately stop you from finding your destiny, from being the best version of yourself. Words are just words at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to sit with yourself and say, did I do what I needed to do for me today? To be the best version of myself? To know myself more authentically and individually? Did I take another step towards my empowerment and towards helping others Or did I allow myself to get dragged down into the muck of maybe somebody else's chaos that they brought into your life, or maybe your own negativity? I've lived alone many times, and even then, many times, my own thoughts really could bring me down on a rough day. Those were the hardest times, actually. So it is possible. It is. It is possible, even in the world we live in today, where jobs are being ripped out from underneath people. If you think you're secure, there must be a voice in the back of your mind saying, there's a chance I could be next. What if some tyrant just suddenly decides that my job is no longer worth paying for? You have to wonder, how important is your job? Don't live on some high horse thinking that having that sheep syndrome, that impala on the savannah watching, or that zebra watching the lion take down the other zebra and thinking, thank God it's not me. Because you don't know if it could be you or not the next day. So this is why I feel it's so important. I feel it's so important not to rip others down, and not only that, depending on the situation you're in, not ripping yourself down, not being too hard on yourself. Because no matter what you've done in this lifetime or haven't done, like for example, in my case, I've been very aware from a very young age that I wanted nothing to do with the way things work. And that's in the world, you know, credit cards and typical jobs and the 9-to-5. And that's made it really difficult for me in my relationships and in my life. It's been very lonely. It's been very isolating. It's been very difficult on days when I didn't have the community that I needed. And thank God now I'm branching out and meeting individuals who are more in alignment with what I think and feel, you know. The only thing they have to lose is their connection with self. And that's an empowering place to be. That's a truly empowering place to be. And I think it's really important that we stay connected with and seek out people that we resonate with and people who light us up. And I just feel that at these current times that we're at in the world, there's really no more time not to be your authentic self. And I think the times and the days when we've given into fear and given into depression and given into all of these lower negative energies, I think this time is done. There's no more room for it. There's no more time for it. There's no more space. I've definitely been disempowered consciously by others who thought they held power over me throughout my life. And I think on their end, maybe they thought I was ungrateful or greedy. But this isn't the truth. Know thyself, and I know myself. And I know that more than anyone else bringing me down, I had the most difficult time in my life when I was alone. When I had nobody else but to face myself. And while we need others, our connection to self is the most powerful thing that we have. And it's so easy to lose sight of it and get wrapped into somebody else's idea of us, somebody else's opinion of us, somebody else. And it takes work to come and connect with yourself and understand and know thyself. It takes effort. In a world that wants to steal your energy, in a world that wants to drain you, in a world that doesn't know itself the way that you can know yourself. And once you know yourself, it's really difficult for anyone else to come along and say, no, this is wrong. And when you truly know yourself on a deep level, so for example, I got my Vedic chart read, and now I know the blueprint of my life according to some of the most powerful players in the sky, in the universe, the planets, these massive gravitational forces that do hold power over us and the earth and our lives energetically, gravitationally. So with that, it's really difficult with that knowledge. It's really difficult for somebody else to come along and tell me, no, this is who you are, and this is what I think of you, and, you know, the classic narcissist, right? You are this because I say you're this, and I have power over you physically, mentally, emotionally, or whatever, and I say this is you. But when you truly know yourself on that deep level, like through your chart, through your Vedic chart, it becomes a lot more challenging for others to try to claim you, to try to take ownership over you, your energy, and your life. And it doesn't matter why they do that. You have to be strong enough to hold that space for yourself and to know thyself. So you don't even need words. You don't even need to play their game anymore and say, you're not right. That's not me. I'm a good person, right? You don't even need to play that game because you know yourself. And if that game's not a part of your life and a part of your destiny and your highest, you don't need to do it. You don't need to play along. Isn't that a beautiful thing? And this is how powerful getting my Vedic chart, astrological chart read for me has been. It's taken some of the darkest things in my life, obstacles that I could not transcend, issues with codependency that I could not get over, and it has, more than any guru could shed light, it has shed light, it has poured light on all of that and said, you can say whatever you want about me, but I now know my destiny. I now know, after reading my chart, that I have a ton of karma to work out with communication in this lifetime. And I can't just do it with the people who bring me down. I need to transcend those people and go to the places and talk to the people that light me up so I can light them up. And that's why I'm here. And while it's not easy, it's amazing to finally have some light shed upon me in that sense. In the 30-something years of darkness that I have experienced, struggling to get a regular job, struggling to fit in with everyone who's struggling to fit in to a system that no longer works, nothing has worked for me more than getting this chart read. So I was holding off to share the name of the astrologer that is doing my chart right now, because it's kind of selfish. I wanted to book her again for myself, but that's not fair, right? So I'm putting her name out there, and there's a link below to the Vedic astrologer that I've used, and I just ask that if you reach out to her, let her know that you found that you found her through my YouTube video. It'd be so much appreciated, because I told her that I would promote her because she's really fantastic and she's an amazing human being that I've just not only got an unbelievable, so comprehensive, just so in depth, like I've only got one of the 3 readings she's gonna do for me on my chart, and it's just so much. I've been going through it for like the recording for like 2 weeks or like a week now or something. She's just so in depth, and I feel like there's a lot of astrologers out there, Western astrologers, who are charging too much and not really sure what you're getting. Like, I paid some Babaji from New York $100 to read my chart, and he did not even read my chart. And when I tried to ask him what my planets are doing, he just gave me a psychic reading. He told me that I couldn't even get a psychic reading from him because I had a $500 chakra blockage that needed to be cleared before he could read my chart, which is total bullcrap, because you can absolutely read my chart. It's a science. It's easy to do logically, but he was just trying to get money out of me. So check the link below.